So hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So this is my fourth video. Today's video will be an airport update. So I made a secondary airport for Los Angeles LAX, which is the actual airport and the actual main airport for Los Angeles. Is one of the busiest airports in the world. So I just invented a new one just for fun. So let's start out now with this Airbus A380 belonging to Emirates. It is in the year's eye 2018 livery, and he's just arrived in from Dubai, and he'll be heading out to Dubai again. Over here we have a Virgin Atlantic 787 who just arrived in from Manchester. Now he'll be heading out over to London Heathrow after he gets serviced. Over here, just taxiing from Broadway on Virgin Atlantic 787. We have a Copa Airlines Boeing 737 MAX 9. He just arrived from Panama City. And over here, we have a British Airways Airbus A380-800. So he just arrived over from London Heathrow. He'll get out back to London Heathrow too. It's the same with the 747-400 in the Landor livery. Again, he just arrived from London Heathrow. He's servicing, and in about an hour, he'll be departing back to Heathrow. Over here, we have a Qantas Airbus A380-800. So he just arrived over from Sydney, and now he'll be heading back to Sydney. Over there, we have a Western Global Boeing 747-400 freight. So he just arrived from Beijing, and now he'll be heading out to Tokyo. Right over here, we have an El Al Boeing 707-300. And he's just arriving from Tel Aviv. This is, of course, a classic plane we do not want anymore, 707. Over here, we have a Qantas 787-9. So he's just arriving from Melbourne. Now he'll be heading out back to Melbourne. Over here, I'll just move the camera a bit. We have the Overseas National Airlines DC-821 in the Confederate livery. So he just arrived over for Atlanta, and now he'll be heading out over to Savannah, Georgia. So over here we have a Delta Airbus A220-300. So he just arrived from Salt Lake City. Now he's going to be heading out over to Seattle. Right over next to, we have a Southwest Airlines Boeing 737-800. So he's just arriving over from Denver. Now he'll be heading out to Indianapolis. Over here, we have a Air France Airbus A220-300. Now, this is the only Air France plane I could find on the website that I searched on, Hobbyco. So so I just pretended that this is a delivery flight, and this is actually, and we're just showing off the A220 as Airbus's factory is actually in Mobile, Alabama. On top of the roof, we have a British Airways Concorde, so it's supposed to be sort of a museum exhibit. Then in front of the A220-300, we have a British Airways in a World livery or something like that. And 757-200. So he just doing a special route to London through New York. He can just barely make that route. Over here we have a slightly broken Airbus A321-200 belonging to Qantas Freight, also shared with Australia Post. So I'm going to also pretend that this is a delivery flight. That does make sense because it is heading in the correct direction from Mobile, Alabama to get to Australia. Then right over here, we have a Southwest Airlines Boeing 737-800 in the Illinois 1 delivery. I almost forgot this one is in the Tennessee one delivery. Alright, as you can see, it's a bit broken. I keep forgetting to glue on the horizontal stabilizer. And yeah, he's just arriving from Denver. Now he'll be heading out over to Dallas Love Field. Over here we have an El Al Boeing 737-900. I just wanted to get all the El Al aircraft. That's why it doesn't have. That's why there's a 737-900 here. He just arrived in from Tel Aviv with stopovers in New York and London. And right over here we have an Air Canada Express ERJ 175. So he's just arriving from Vancouver, and now he'll be heading out over to Calgary. Over here. We have an Allegiant. MD-82. So he just arrived in over from Cincinnati, Ohio, and now he'll be heading out over to Austin, Texas. Over here we have a United Airlines Airbus A319-100CEO. So he's just arriving from Denver. Now he'll be heading out over to Houston. Right over here in the hangar, we have a United Airlines Boeing 777-200 ER. So he's just riding over from Sydney, and now he'll be heading out over on a ferry flight to San Francisco, as he is repositioned there now. Right over here, we have a UPS Worldwide Services MD-11. Freight. So he just arrived from Tokyo Narita. Now he'll be heading out to Tokyo's second airport, Tokyo Haneda. Over here we have a Spirit Airlines Airbus A320 Neo. So he just arrived in also from Austin, and now he'll be heading out over to Little Rock, Arkansas. Over here we have a Southwest Airlines America livery. This is a 737-800 with split Skemators. So he's just arriving from Nashville, Tennessee. Now he'll be heading out back to Nashville. Next in, we have another delivery flight, a QantasLink Airbus A320-200. Now QantasLink actually only has one of these in its fleet. If you don't know, QantasLink is the subsidiary of Qantas, which is Australia's national airline, flag carrier. Right over here we have an Alaska 727, Boeing 727-100. So he just arrived over from Seattle. Now he'll be heading out to Portland, Oregon. Over here we have a El Al Boeing 707-300. Also, he just arrived from Tel Aviv with the same stopovers. Right over here we have a British Airways Airbus A350-1000. He just arrived from London Heathrow. Now, surprisingly, he'll be heading out over to London Gatwick. Over here, we have an El Al Boeing 767-300ER. So he's going to also go over to Tel Aviv. However, he is doing a stopover in Toronto to pick up some more passengers. Over here, we have an American Airlines Boeing 777-200ER. He just arrived in from Charlotte. Now he'll be heading out over to London Heathrow. Over here, we have a Emirates Boeing 777-300ER in the Green Expo livery. So he's just arriving from Dubai. Now he'll also be heading out to Dubai. As you can see, he is just pushing back. Over to the left of him, we have an American Airlines Boeing 787-9. He's just arrived in from Paris, Charles de Gaulle. Now he'll be heading out over to Sydney, Australia. Over here we have a Qantas 787-9 in a flap-style configuration. So he's doing a route from Brisbane. In real life, this route is actually operated by a Qantas A330-200. However, I do not have that model. So for now, I will be using a Qantas 787. Right over here, we have a Lufthansa Airbus A340-300. So he just arrived from Munich. Now he'll be headed over to Frankfurt. Right over there, we have a British Airways 747-400 and the Landor livery. Wait a minute, sorry, I actually already mentioned him. So actually, when I think about it, this is already the end of the video. So anyway, bye and have a nice day.